Hello YouTube, welcome back to another content video. So on this one here we have 7.4.1 and we're going on to the path here that has Powershield, the attack rating bonuses for Cosmic and Mystic champions, and a negative attack bonus for Tech champions, and the superiority node. So whenever you're using a champion with a class advantage, as you can see here, the Mystic on Silver Surfer, you gain the superiority. So every time you use a heavy attack, what that does is it then puts a taunt on the opponent to make them throw the specials. The reason why that's important is because there's a new node that's been introduced, so every time you take blocked hits from their special, you actually gain power, and that's the only way that you can gain power. Apart from towards the end of the video, you'll see some weird interactions and some different interactions where I don't know whether it's a bug or not, but there is situations where people gain power outside of this means. So as you see there, I throw the heavy attack to apply the taunt. Didn't want to do anything with that special too, so just baited it out and dodged it. Wasn't a bad dodge to be fair, so it was pretty much in the corner. Pretty impressed with that one. And now I'm just trying to get them to throw the special one, so I can block it and I can show you. There you go. So you can see there, I gain loads of power gain just because I'm taking the hits to the block. So this fight is going to take a little bit of time. White Widow Clairvoyant, she hits moderately hard, but even with suicides on here, this fight is going to still take a while. I don't know whether it's a weird interaction again. I would have thought it would have been a little bit quicker with Powershield on it, but nonetheless, it does take its time. So there you go, two special ones. Now I'm going to throw a special 2, and even in the incinerate phase, which is technically the hardest hitting, I only did about 15%. So I'm going to stop talking for the rest of this fight especially, and I'll just kind of let you guys watch it. So as you can see here, in my personal opinion, you'd probably best just leave Clairvoyant and bleed phase, and then just keep using the special 2s to recover health. But it's not a scary fight. It's quite a steady one. And here I go into this next fight. I had an energy refill in the overflow, that's why I used it here. I go into this fight here with Corvus. I decided to do this lane quickly now, just because I still have suicides on, and we're mid-season, so as soon as I take the suicides off, obviously Corvus now would become a little bit weaker. So again, the thing here is that I need to get Guardian to throw a couple of special 1s before I can start throwing special 2s. So I use the heavy attack to knock him down, get the taunt, throws it pretty early, and yeah, just take all them blocked hits. Now it gives me a decent amount of power, but obviously the problem with Corvus is you only get your 20 glaive charges, so now I'm constantly watching, trying to see if I can time it right. There I just missed the perfect time on the heavy, but Guardian throws a special 1 anyway, so I instantly hit him with the special 2. And as you can see, with the power shield sort of node, I'd expect it to do more damage, but it's alright, we get through it. So now there's going to be a bit of awkward time where I just take a couple of hits to the block again from the special 1, and I just try and dance around even until I can get a special 2 back, and then my charges come back and we can kind of finish this fight off with Corvus. So here, as you can see, the glaive charges are literally just about to come back from the refresh. Hit a parry there to get the armor break, and straight into the special 2. It does some okay damage. And now we're just taking more hits. We're just waiting for Guardian to give us the opportunity. And a lot of these fights on this path especially is just getting that taunt right and being able to bait specials. And some of the fights, you're going to want to bait different specials. So there you go there, took 3 special 2s, but eventually Guardian went down. So now that also gives us a tech charge, which is important for a fight that you're going to see soon. And here we go into this Nova. I was going to use Doom, but then decided Black Widow is going to be safer. And it's pretty much a rinse and repeat thing of the Silver Surfer fight. So again, I'll keep quiet. And I don't know why. Again, I showed the nodes there with the power shield. I would have expected more damage, but it didn't. And obviously I know these have really high health pools, so it is slowing it down slightly. But you'll see here that again, it's a pretty safe fight. Just take your time with it, and yeah. So, coming to the end of this Nova fight here with White Widow. Full perfect bar of health, and yeah, it was that easy. Obviously the thing to remember that you saw me happen to me a few times was the double block, so do remember about the double block. And sometimes you can parry and it won't work, but apart from that, you'll be fine. So here is where I noticed there's a weird interaction for the first time. So on this node, obviously you want to take hits into the block. So my thinking was, if I take a special 1 from Howard the Duck, it's going to be like 2 hits into my block and give me no damage. Whereas if I can force him into throwing a special 2, it's all of the gunshots and everything else in between. So it should be a lot of power. As you can see there, it instantly takes me above 2 bars. So here, I'm going to throw the special 2 Cosmic Ghost Rider, and you can see this is doing loads of damage, which we come to know and expect Cosmic Ghost Rider to do. What I didn't realise was this interaction here. So I hit the light attack for the power gain thing, expecting nothing to happen, but I gained power. So some champions' abilities obviously seem to bypass this slightly. And Cosmic Ghost Rider, by the looks of things, on the light attack does. So that made that Howard the Duck fight incredibly quick, and it did give me a little bit of a thought for maybe a couple of other champions that you could use for the lane and stuff like that, in case their abilities bypass it, but it needed a little bit of testing and trying out. So here we're going to Null. I was looking around at which champ to use, and I decided in the end, hey, I brought Dot to do them, let's just use them. So the main thing to remember is obviously with the Living Abyss that you can then get the corruption on you from Null, and then once the corruption happens you can start getting a bit of controls. But he's not unblockable, unlike most of the time in Alliance War, where people stick him on the unblockable path. And yeah, you can just kind of take all these special ones with all these hits into the block, and it's pretty safe. My advice would be not to throw the special freeze if you can. I did it once or twice, and realistically there was really no point by the end of it, because I didn't seem to really gain anything out of it. Didn't really do that much damage either. So here I'm just trying to get a special out of them so I can test the special free, as I said. So I instantly go to throw it. Now there's a way with the Living Corruption that you could make it so that you don't get the vertical controls, but because of the damage you see there, the Fury, by the time you manage to get another special, it runs out anyway. So there's 0 point in doing that, and here it gets the unblockable and unstoppable. Be interesting to see whether Mystic Dispersion works on this path or not. At the moment I don't have any in, but whether Mystic Dispersion and champions that gain their own power naturally would work, that's something. But I start going for the special 2 here, and as you can see, this is definitely the way forward. The amount of damage that it does is more than enough. So if you're going to use Doom for this path without suicides, ideally just keep going for the special 2s, and at least for the Cosmic champions you should pretty much rip through them. So that's Null down, and it just leaves this Ultron, the Labyrinth Ultron left. And at this point I'm looking at it and thinking, right, okay, this is this should be fine for Corvus. Yeah, no bother, I've got 1 charge, I'll get another one when I evade. It should be pretty easy, and then 1 special 2, maybe 2 special 2s will kill the Ultron off. What I did forget is that so there I dex it by accident, not for even thinking. What I did forget is that Corvus, once he has the tech charge, then has the ability accuracy against tech champions, so that now their ability accuracy is reduced against me slightly. So when they go to throw this special in a second, I'd push into special 2, thinking the same as Howard, that the special 2 would be more hits and I'd have to take a lot more. So here I'm expecting this to give me like 1.5, maybe 1 bar of power. They eventually throw it, and I don't get much power gain at all, and that's because of the ability accuracy that's then affecting this. So long story short, if you do get the tech charge from the fights earlier on with Corvus, it's probably not going to work out the best for you on this Ultron. So there you go, Corvus down. It was nice to know, obviously I can give people that advice going forward, to watch out for that. I just didn't even think that the ability accuracy reduction would be coming into play as much. And so here I put on the Vigilance, I throw the heavy attack with Cosmic Ghost Rider, take the block tip, as you can see there's instantly power gain, so I'm thinking yeah, okay, this works. Do the parry and go for the 5 lights. He's just evaded, so he shouldn't be able to get around it in any way. And now I'm just looking to take the special to the block and just go pretty safe with Cosmic Ghost Rider. The problem is that in this fight, at some point, a little bit later on, for whatever reason, I just don't seem to hit any parries when I mean to. I'm not sure whether it was me or the game. It could have been me. Could have been the game, again I'm not sure. But you can see here the special ones is you don't really want to be baiting these from Ultron. It just doesn't do enough for you in terms of the power that you get. So if you can, try and keep pushing to special 2. So whether that means just taking an extra hit into the block and then re-parrying, or just doing something like that. But again, if you have to take the special one, then that's what it is. And here he evades and catches me on a backdash. And then my input just doesn't work, so then Cosmic Ghost Rider's dead too. Yeah, so that was fun. So now I just got in with Black Widow and finish the fight off. The reason I don't use Doom is just because Doom's hits will cause energy damage, and I can't remember whether this Ultron's the same as the other Ultron and would reflect that back. But it's fine thinking about it now while I'm recording this video because of Powershield. That wouldn't affect anything. But here again you see the interactions coming into play from some more ability accuracy. So because Ultron is immune to bleed, while I'm throwing the attacks with Clairvoyant and he's immune, I'm also getting the power gain that I would normally get. So it just means that I'll be able to get through to the special freeze a little bit quicker. And once you get 20 Voyant charges, obviously you can't get any more. So I think it's at this point I realise that I'm not gaining power any quicker because I'm already at the max charges. So now I just need to get them to throw a special at me. And again, if I can push them to special 2, I'd prefer that, but we were so close. And he just gave me a special 1. So I'm literally just waiting now for the special 3, so here you go. I'm going to throw this and it does a decent amount of damage. Obviously I'm going to skip the special 3 animation. It does about 20%, but now I'm on 0 with the Voyant charges, so every time I do a heavy attack now, as you can see, I'm going to gain a lot of power. And that's just going to be helpful in terms of getting back to the special 3 as quick as possible. So, Corvus was a good idea, until the Ultron, and I'm glad I didn't use them for Howard. But yeah, so when you're going through these paths and you kind of go against these interactions, these things can happen. So there you go, I don't even manage to get back to 20 Voyant charges by the time I reach the next special 3. But this Ultron fight is just rinse and repeat that. And then, yeah, that's it. So I'll shut up now and let the video finish. Thank you very much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed.